Today was day 25 of the Karen Read trial. I'm going to give you my daily recap. The Commonwealth called 2 expert witnesses today, and there was a lot of testimony about the accident reconstruction and then about the Google search that Jen McCabe made at 2:27 a.m. This morning when I logged on to watch the trial, everything was a mess. There was no cameras on. Eventually, we got camera back up, and this is the footage that we had. It was very awkward today. I'll explain what happened. I grabbed this screenshot from Court TV on Twitter, but just to let you know, the jurors were brought in, and then there was a sidebar, and right here censored is a female juror in a red shirt. She was shown on the live stream footage. Immediately after the jury was brought in, there was a sidebar with the judge and the attorneys in the courtroom, and a female juror right here was brought over to meet with them. We don't know what they discussed, but she was shown on camera. So eventually she is excused. I'm not sure if it's because of what they discussed at sidebar or because she was shown, but they had to put all the camera footage down. They ended up bringing back up just audio. She appeared to be in maybe her 60s, a female juror. Now we are down to 9 women and 6 men. And that's a total of 15 people. So this will go to deliberation with 12, so there are only 3 alternates left. Eventually the camera footage comes up, and we're hearing from Jessica Hyde. She is a digital forensics examiner who works for a company called Hexordia. They're in upstate New York. She's an expert, and she's very friendly on the stand. She was very believable. They go over all of her expert qualifications, and they start getting into the Google search that was done by Jen McCabe on the 29th of January at 2:27 a.m., Haas Long to die in the cold, the HOS. Earlier in the trial, the prosecution stated that Google search was in fact made at 6:23 and 6:24 a.m. at the request of Karen Read to Jen McCabe to search it, asking about hypothermia, like in her panic, asking how long does it take to die in the cold, and that's when Jen McCabe searched it on her phone. But we do know that she was active on her phone around 2:27. She was looking up something about a basketball team, and Jessica Hyde's findings are that she searched, there was nothing prior to 6:23 a.m. regarding the how long to die in the cold. So essentially she explains how that browser in Safari, the tab was just refreshed, and that was done at 2:27 a.m. So she's saying she can't rule it out, but it doesn't appear that anything was searched before 6:23 a.m. In the cross-examination by David Yannetti, she also states that the data that she went through regarding this Google search was provided by the prosecution. The next witness on the stand is Mass State Trooper Joseph Paul. He is a crash reconstruction analyst, and he's going to go over the accident and explain how this could have happened. This is the first time that we're really hearing about John O'Keefe being hit by the car, like the physical impact of it. And he's been a trooper for a while. I think he said he has like 870 something hours of the training in accident reconstruction. He provides the vantage points of 34 Fairview. This is going down Fairview Road northbound. It's an asphalt road, and the speed limit was 30 miles per hour. He provides these maps that he made that basically show the evidence that was found at the crime scene and John O'Keefe's body, and he provides a zoomed in version, so I'll show you that one. Here with these little red points, we have it mapped out of exactly where everything was found. Up in the lawn at 34 Fairview, there was a curb here, and on the opposite side was another curb and a sidewalk. So he says that the shoe from John O'Keefe was found approximately 9 feet southeast of John O'Keefe's body. The glass cup was about 1 foot away, and the plastic pieces were essentially 7 feet away. So just looking at this map, it looks like the impact would have had to push John O'Keefe off at least 12 feet from the road, I'm guessing, if the shoe is 9 feet away and the shoe maybe is about 3 or 4 feet from the roadway. He also provided this graphic here that shows the scratches on the SUV, a dent, and the broken taillight here along with the glass pieces. So the defense is arguing that all of this happened from the contact that was made with John O'Keefe's car when she was leaving at 5:07 a.m. pulling out of his garage. Did all of this damage happen by hitting John O'Keefe earlier in the evening? Did she have some of the damage on her car already? Are we ever going to know? I'm not sure. He provides information about 2 acceleration tests that he does in reverse with her vehicle in a V-box. He does 2 reverse braking tests, and the airbag detection mode, he explains a little bit about that, but it did not detect a collision. I'm stuttering. It did not detect a collision. He said that is not uncommon with pedestrian incidents, though. He also says that the airbags did not deploy in the vehicle, and so essentially there was no evidence of a crash within Lexus's computer system. Based on his reconstruction, he is saying that John O'Keefe was actually hit by the vehicle in his arm, which we have seen other diagrams pre-trial that John O'Keefe was actually hit in the head. So this is the first time that I'm hearing that he was hit in the arm. It said he was projected forward in kind of in a counterclockwise motion, like he was being sideswiped. He says that he could have struck his head on the asphalt or the curb, and he said that the abrasions on John O'Keefe's arm were actually from the taillight braking. We see some photographs of Trooper Paul getting ready to do the accident reconstruction. We see some pictures of the inside of the vehicle as well. They did this at the Canton Police Department. Here is her infotainment center system here. When the jury actually went to the visit or the viewing at 34 Fairview, the infotainment center was missing from the vehicle. Here we have a video that was shown. There was no audio to the video, but it was Trooper Paul reversing at 24 miles per hour. Apparently Karen Read was traveling 62.5 feet in reverse at 24 miles per hour in 5 seconds, and that's when the impact was made. She also had an anti-lock braking system, so it said that she wouldn't have skidded and there wouldn't have been any tire marks in the road, which was very interesting to me. So the jury leaves at 3:50 for the day. The judge dismisses them, and without the presence of the jury, the defense attorney, Alan Jackson, and Adam Lally are going to discuss the video of Karen Read leaving John O'Keefe's house, backing out of the garage at 5:07 a.m. when she supposedly hits his vehicle, and that's when she cracks her taillight. So he's an accident reconstructionist, and basically this guy doesn't want the evidence to be in, but they're going to reconstruct that accident as well. According to Alan Jackson, this is all new. This is evidence that they haven't had that he was going to be testifying about. It was just kind of late to the game as being something like that maybe changed with his testimony. So we see the video that we've seen a million times of Karen Read backing out of the garage, and we've seen the tire move, and other witnesses have acknowledged that the tire on John O'Keefe's car actually moves forward. When I watched this video this time, it didn't really look like the tire moved, which is weird. I'm like, is this the same video? What is this? But the judge wants to have all the videos. She wants to look all the evidence over herself, and he says, Trooper Paul says that he didn't see the tire move on John O'Keefe's car. He also says that he observed John O'Keefe's vehicle and there was no damage, no scratches to it. The cross-examination by Alan Jackson, a few questions were, you never put the 2 cars together and tested if these 2 impact points would touch, and he says no. Did you ever do any testing on the plastic taillight to see how much pressure it would need to crack? And he said no. So basically that's where we are at for the day. Next week we have a really off week. There is a full day of trial on Monday. On Tuesday they are going to be doing some of their expert witness stuff without the jury present. On Wednesday it's Juneteenth, it's a federal holiday, no trial. Thursday, Friday will be full days. The other thing is she's still saying that the jury is going to get the case for deliberation by the last week in June. So that's meaning that the prosecution is getting ready to wrap everything up. So let me know what you guys think in the comments.